everyone, welcome back to Pommyinoz. If you are new around here, please like and subscribe. It does mean the world to me. We are ever growing and it is amazing to see, and I can't thank you all enough. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about Matt Rowell. He's literally a lock to win the Rising Star. But can anyone beat the little ginger beast that is roaming around at Gold Coast? It's a tough one, and I'd say the answer in short is probably no if he produces what he did last year. We know he didn't play a lot of football last year, but in the 5 games he was absolutely amazing. I mean, not many people poll 9 Brownlow votes from the first 5 games. It's as rare as rocking horse poo, but God, he was good. And I mean, averaging over 17 touches, over a goal a game, he was dominant. And that's even if you include the 5 minutes or whatever he played for Geelong, against Geelong. And it's going to be interesting, I think, to see what it looks like a Matt Rowell year throughout the year in a longer format. Now he's not a surprise. I know Sam Walsh, he burst onto the scene and there was kind of an element of surprise about him. It did take a while for clubs to adjust and put a tag on him. Now they eventually put a tag on him. His numbers slightly went down, but because he's so good, he worked a way out. And I'm sure Matt Rowell's got the same ability. He's a rare beast, Matt Rowell. Let's talk about him and appreciate what we're dealing with here. Super consistent, elite disposals, good inside and out, a clearance and tackle machine, second, third, fourth efforts, and the scoreboard impact is phenomenal. A proper modern day midfielder, and someone that I think in the next decade we're going to hear a lot of Walsh, we're going to hear a lot of Rowell, and it's going to be a real good battle. But we know what we're getting. And one thing I'll say is, before we cover the 5 people I've chosen to maybe usurp him, he's a splendid beast. A splendid beast. So let's go on. Option number 1 who may be able to usurp him. And that is another guy that played limited football due to injuries, in Hayden Young at Fremantle. Could Fremantle Football Club have their consecutive Rising Star? It's a tough one. He is a phenomenal player though, is Hayden Young. And in the 5 games you may have not seen a lot of him, you Fremantle fans out there, but this guy has got everything. He's an elite kick, which is what this game is about. He really takes the game on. It's going to be a little bit like having 2 Ryans. And I think that that's going to be huge for Fremantle Football Club. He is a phenomenal athlete. He is highly agile, high IQ above his age. And I think for another year in the system, I think he's someone who definitely, with the way that the game is so transition heavy, we're back to full quarters, will be someone that will catch the eye. And I am super looking forward to seeing this kid play. He's someone that's in my dynasty draft, and I'm really excited about seeing him. An elite level footballer, no getting away from it. Another old timer who's been in the system, who is eligible for it, is a guy called Tom Green. Now, Carlton fans may remember him because we did try and bid for him and force the academy. Now, he's only played 6 games thus far, but he's shown a lot, averaging 15 touches and just over 2 tackles. And at GWS, it's a tough system to break into. But this guy is as close as you can get to an elite inside bull from year 1, and it's why Carlton bid for him. You see why. He is a complete inside beast. He is, if you went to Wish and ordered Patrick Cripps, you'd probably get Tom Green. But he catches the eye of these rising stars because he does men's work at boy age. Real clean in traffic, good second and third efforts, not afraid to get his hands dirty, and it's something we've seen. And I think at GWS it's going to be something that's really poignant for them. And I think that if they're going to improve and bounce back, look out at some of their players for these positions of AA, for Brownlow, for Rising Star, because quite traditionally when a team is predicted not to do well and suddenly goes well, they win something and they get a lot of kudos. I'd be particularly looking at GWS players in the Brownlow medal votes. And he's a real top player, MVP of his class when he was a kid. But he's got everything: accumulation, tackle pressure, tackling, clearance, head over the ball stuff. One of them players that definitely, in my opinion, will catch the eye. Right, so to the newbies, Jamarra Ugle-Hagan, I think if you're a pick 1, you're always going to be in the conversation of a rising star, and he's phenomenal. Athletic, overhead mark. He is Buddy in 2021. Combines tackle craft as well, good below his feet, highly versatile, will really catch the eye, will really make you take note. There'll be a lot of articles wrote about him when he plays, and I think at the Doggies, a lot of chance to play as well. Do you know what I mean? Their forward line, I think they're looking for someone to complement Norton. I don't think Bruce is it. I think this guy's going to work as the conduit on half forward. They'll feed him in that way. And I think, you know, the fact that he can come from the left, cut inside as well, is huge for me. I think he will catch the eye, and I think he will be someone that I would look at maybe, if but maybe. But someone definitely worth catching on. The other one is Will Phillips, right? And I'm a big fan of Will Phillips, North Melbourne. Many people were surprised he went so early in the draft. I personally wasn't surprised. I think when you've got someone who can complement inside and outside, who's very durable, who's very tough, good tackle, got a decent turn of pace, finds the pill, also knows where the scoreboard is, you're always going to be in with a shout. And I think this, to me, if I had to say who will finish second and really challenge Matt Rowell, he's your guy. I think he will absolutely tear it apart this year. He's a really good footballer and someone that I'm looking forward to seeing turn out for North Melbourne. He's a really elite footballer and someone, in my opinion, who is going to be a superstar of this competition. He'll be someone that, you know, we'll talk about for years to come. And the final guy we've got is Sydney's Braeden Campbell. Pick 5, if you remember back to the draft. Can play in the midfield. Will probably be deployed across half forward. I can see a little bit of Sarong in this guy. He's going to play early. I think he's going to be a bit more forward than Sarong, but I can see someone that we're not talking about heavily break out, and that's where the similarity is here, because this guy's got vision, he's creative, good scoreboard pressure. He's really going to complement Tom Papley, and I think he's going to be one of these players that he's a moment player. He's one of these players that he will do something that we'll talk about for the entire week. I imagine in the next 2 years a lot of these videos will be about this bloke. He's a really top footballer, and I think he'll play early doors as well, and I think that's something that I'm looking at in these lists as well. People who play early doors, crafty, evasive, knows where the goals are, real exciting small forward line that Sydney are building, and I think he'll be part of it. Let me know in the comments, guys and girls, who you think may fight Matt Rowell to win the Rising Star. It's going to be a tough one because he is the bull, he is ahead a long way, but stranger things have happened. All it takes is a knock like last year, and you never know. Let me know who your picks are, and see you soon.